The best thing about traveling to the United States of America can be broken down into a single word: variety. This expansive country contains an incredible number of travel experiences that would take a lifetime to complete. Try wandering through the redwoods, breathing in deep gulps of sea air on glimmering beaches, or immersing yourself in the underground art scenes in some of the world's most famous cities. There is something for everyone in the United States of America. Whether you are a culture vulture who can't get enough of museums and galleries, or a nature enthusiast who is seeking for the vast open spaces and snow-covered peaks of the United States. Here are our top 10 picks for places to visit in the United States of America in 2024 to help you navigate the overwhelming number of alternatives. Number 10. New York, New York. New York, a city that is a significant part of American folklore, continues to live up to the promise that it has made. Considering that New York City is a global center for art, fashion, finance, music, and gastronomy, you will never find yourself feeling bored in the city. You can indulge in the finest food you've ever had at a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, mosh at local punk bands, marvel at world-class art in famous museums, or sip drinks on opulent roofs while watching the sunset. A piece of advice for planning: New York City has a lot to offer, but you should fight the impulse to see everything on your first vacation there. It might be helpful to divide things up according to the neighborhood or borough, or even by interest. Number 9. San Francisco, CA. Taking in breathtaking bay views at Golden Gate Park, wandering the alleyways of the country's largest and oldest Chinese neighborhood, paying homage to LGBTQ+ heroes in the Castro, or diving into cutting-edge art at SFMA, and a multitude of local galleries are just some of the things that San Francisco has to offer. San Francisco is a city that offers an urban travel experience that is uniquely West Coast. Number 8. National Mall in Washington, D.C. It is a 2-mile stretch of iconic monuments and the most well-known museums in the United States that makes up the National Mall in Washington, District of Columbia. The National Mall is the epicenter of American political life and distills the nation's cultural past. There are 10 Smithsonian museums located within the mall, including the National Museum of Natural History, the National Museum of African American History and Culture, and the National Museum of American History, amongst others. Additionally, the mall is home to a number of landmarks, such as the National Gallery of Art, the Lincoln Memorial, and the Capitol Building. Number 7. New England. Would you like to take a vacation that allows you to enjoy delicious lobster and breathtaking views of the shore while also meandering via mountain roads beneath brilliant forest canopies? You should be in New England at this time. You can go on an adventure to the picturesque villages and cranberry bogs of Cape Cod. You can get cozy in a cottage in the mountains of Vermont, or you can dive into all the seafood you can eat in Portland, Maine. In addition, if you during the fall season, you will be able to witness some of the most breathtaking displays of autumn leaves in the entire nation. Number 6. Pacific Coast Highway. Across its 1,600-mile length, the Pacific Coast Highway, which is actually comprised of 3 freeways that are connected to one another, connects the bright city of San Diego to the gloomy city of Seattle, giving unforgettable experiences along the West Coast. Stay in quaint hotels in coastal villages, take in the breathtaking views of Big Sur's cliffs, be amazed by the tide pools in Oregon, and go on an adventure through Olympic National Park in Washington. The Pacific Coast Highway runs over coastal cliffs that are prone to rock slides, so keep this in mind while you are planning your trip. In the event that there are any unforeseen road closures, you should always check the road conditions before traveling. Number 5. New Orleans, Louisiana. We guarantee that there is no other location in the world that surpasses New Orleans. This city is a colorful concoction of influences from indigenous peoples, Caribbean peoples, African peoples, French people, and Spanish people. It possesses a different kind of charm that keeps people coming back for more. Due to the fact that this is the area where jazz was first created, you should indulge in its renowned Creole food, take pleasure in its bustling festivals, and immerse yourself in a music scene that is of world-class quality. It is important to keep in mind that because to its coastal location, New Orleans is vulnerable to hurricanes from June through October, with August and September being the months that experience the highest number of activities. Number 4. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe, also known as the City Different, is founded in the history of the United States of America, while simultaneously remaining contemporary. There are a number of historical sites in this city, such as the Plaza, which is 400 years old, and a cutting-edge art culture that includes a strong contingent of independent artists, and the original Mia Wolf, which is an immersive art installation that has changed the game. This city is a cultural melange of indigenous, Spanish, and Mexican influences. Number 3. Chicago, Illinois. The city of Chicago possesses all of the characteristics that are characteristic of a great American city, such as good restaurants, multicultural neighborhoods, and top-tier museums, but it also has a specific Midwestern flavor. You may spend your days lounging next to Lake Michigan, which resembles the ocean, watching a Cubs game at Wrigley Field, or having a night of laughter at Second City, which is the place where greats like Tina Fey and Stephen Colbert got their start. Number 2. Rocky Mountains, Colorado. The Rocky Mountains in Colorado should be your first trip if you want to view the mountains that are considered to be the defining characteristics of the American West. Rocky Mountains National Park is a logical starting point. However, in reality, there are so many different ways to access this dynamic mountain range. You can hit the slopes in ski hubs such as Vail, Aspen, and Telluride, drive the scenic byways of the San Juan Range, or set up camp in one of the numerous national forests that are located throughout the state. It is important to remember that unless you are from a region with a similar height, you may experience the effects of altitude throughout the Rockies. To avoid experiencing these symptoms, it is recommended that you avoid alcohol, stay properly hydrated, and take your time while hiking. Number 1. Blue Ridge Mountains, North Carolina and Virginia. Even though the Rockies are getting a lot of attention, and for good cause, the oldest mountain range in the United States of America is an absolute must-see. Incredible blue-green vistas may be seen from the region's many ridges and balls, which are surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains, which are the southern section of the Appalachian Mountain Group. The Blue Ridge Mountains are characterized by their lush woods that were wrapped around the undulating hills. Exploring the numerous day hikes, taking a drive along the Blue Ridge Parkway, or hiking a portion of the illustrious Appalachian Trail are all options to consider. Here are 2 more. The Everglades in Florida, which is the best place to see wildlife. It is impossible to overstate the significance of the Everglades, which is a vast wetland that is designated as a national park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and an International Biosphere Reserve. This is due to the abundance of flora and animals that can be found in this area. In addition to paddling through the coastal estuaries and camping among the mangroves, you may also take an airboat and speed across the countless canals. It is important to keep a watchful eye out for wading birds, manatees, and, of course, alligators and crocodiles throughout the entire process. Geology enthusiasts will find the best of the Southwest in Utah. Southwest Utah is the place to go if you want to visit a single location in the United States that encapsulates the splendor of the country's natural history so perfectly. In addition to being home to 5 of the most breathtaking national parks in the United States, Red Rock Country is a place that showcases the geological history of the region with a dazzling amount of creative flair. For a breathtaking view of the scarlet ochre and amber palette that can be seen in the cliffs and canyons of Capitol Reef and Canyonlands, go on a hike through the peaks and valleys of Zion and Bryce Canyon. And if you are looking for a unique experience, you could go to Arches and watch the sun rise over the sandstone marbles there. A helpful hint for those who are planning their trip: large portions of this region are incredibly remote, and occasionally do not have cell coverage, both on the road and on the path. Share your plans with other people at all times and make sure to pack a lot of water with you in case of an emergency. Let us know in the comments section below about your thoughts about these places. Also, subscribe to us now for more videos.